Hey guys, Joe on it coming back with another battle replay. We're doing a ambush battle today here for the mod for Attila. It's Rise of Mordor. It's about 22 and a half minutes long. We have roughly 17,000 men on the field here today. Our factions are the Easterlings, Dunlending tribes, and Isengard as the evil factions. Our good factions are Dorwinion, Dol Amroth, and Eredor. So let's get into some of the attacking factions here. We have Canary Boy commanding the Dunlending tribes. He has brought with him to the battlefield 2 units of Dunherd archers, 2 units of Elder archers, 2 units of tribal youths, 2 units of Elder spearmen. He's brought 5 units of Dunherd swordsmen, 2 units of Blood Avengers, 2 units of Warlords Bloodsworn, 2 units of Champion Reavers, and his general is another unit of Champions Reavers here. He's in a nice column form here, as he will be the first army that's going to be a part of this ambush. His ally that is directly behind him here is being played by Squishy Nipples. He is playing the faction of the Easterlings. He has brought with him 3 units of Lokrim warriors, 3 units of Varrig bowmen, 1 unit of Easterling nomadic archers, 3 units of Varrig warriors, 3 units of Bane of the Steppes, 3 units of Varrig footmen, and his general is a Lokrim warriors, and they are... where did they go? Can't seem to find them now for some reason. Oh, there they are. Let's get back up over there and take a look at them. Let's take a quick zoom down his line of all of his men here as well. And then if we zip on over to the other side of the battlefield here, we will find the army of Isengard, commanded by myself. I ended up bringing 3 units of Uruk-hai scouts, 2 units of Uruk-hai infantry, 2 units of White Hand stormers, 4 units of Uruk-hai archers, 2 units of Uruk-hai spears, 2 units of berserkers, a unit of half-orc axes, Uruk-hai pikes, Mordor rabble, 1 unit of the horse raiders, which are, I think I had put them over here. They're already in the woods over here. And my general is a unit of the Nag's High Guardians. Again, guys, I'm sorry if there's going to be a little bit of, choppiness coming here. It's a pretty big battle. Like I said, we have 17,000 men on the battlefield today. So during the actual battle, it's probably going to be a little laggy until some of the guys die. Let's see about for the defending armies here, or the good factions, I should say. We have TZN commanding Dorwinion. He has brought 6 units of Vintercourt swords, 2 units of the Yard patrollers, 2 units Athala rangers, a unit of farm bowmen, 1 unit of Vintergard court guards, 1 unit of mounted rangers, a unit of paladins of the Vintercourt, 2 units of farmer militia, and his general is a Dorwinian protector. So that's his whole force on this side of the woods. On the opposite side of the woods, we have Smokey, who was playing as Eredor. He has brought 4 units of Baggins private guard, 3 units of the Chetwood archers, Chetwood merchant bodyguards, there it is. 2 units of the Dunedain Woodlanders, 2 units of Breland Gatesmen, a unit of Hobbiton Bowmen, 2 units of the Greenway Vanguards, 2 units of Followers of Bandobras, a unit of Shire Fieldsmen, 2 units of Breland Horsemen, and his general is the Heavy Greenway Lancers. And last but not least, let's get over here to check out the army of Dol Amroth. He's actually a little bit of a reinforcing army as well as I am, though you see that some of his units are up here in the trees. He's got another couple of units coming down over in this direction towards me. They're just getting in to help finish off this these two factions, these 2 armies right here. The plan was for them to not really know that this faction over here was here yet, but you'll see as the battle unfolds. So he's got Dol Amroth has brought with him 3 units of the Nimrundel Rangers, 2 units of Almorath Spear Archer Militia. Sorry, those are his units, his ranged units right here. He's got 2 units of the Seaward Spears. He's brought his 2 units of the Prince's Coast Guards up here, protecting all of his ranged. He's brought 2 units of the Silver Swan, and he's got his general, which is a unit of Talon Knights. very, very heavy shock infantry. So that's going to be really a tough time for us to deal with as the forces being ambushed and reinforced. So without further ado, it's 22.5-minute video. Let's get this one going here. As you can see, Dol Amroth is starting to move up some of his heavy cavalry. They're starting to march up slowly, and any second here we're going to have some volleys coming out of the woods here from these archers, just slaughtering into these 2 units of champion reavers. You can just see knocking men down. 6 men down already. This unit has not taken any damage. And here comes the charge out of the woods here by Eriador, sorry. So we have a whole bunch of hobbits coming out of the woods here to take on some men here of the evil factions. This is just going to become a very large skirmish. Very quick, very fast. So we're going to just kind of try and do the best that we can. This is the first time that I'm covering a replay in ROM, so bear with me if you will. We have a general being under attack somewhere here. No, we have the champion reavers had charged in to try and give a little hand against some of the Baggins private guards here. We do already have a unit of the followers of Banderbras breaking already, so already the evil factions are doing pretty well. Breaking another unit of the Shire Fieldsmen here. Fighting is going on in the woods, but there are more units from the Eriador army coming up. He's got all of his ranged back here and more of his heavier melee guys coming out. On this side, we do have a lot of combat going on as well. Long lines coming out of the woods, just battle everywhere. Archers in the back in the woods here, getting some fantastic shots on the units in the middle who have not yet even gotten into combat. Another unit from the Eriador units. A couple of units from Eriador is actually breaking, but these are some of their lighter guys, so it's not really that big of a deal. This is basically just their brunt takers, if you will. We do have a unit of the Warlord's Bloodsworn here pushing into the woods, trying to get closer to this unit of archers, but they are now pulling back out of the woods, along with another unit of Blood Avengers. Elder Spearmen just getting absolutely rained down upon by all of this arrow fire coming out of the woods from these Braylon Gatesmen. Just absolutely fantastic job. I had started to move up my army here as I noticed that the reinforcement army of Dol Amroth was coming up, so I started pushing up some of my archers, trying to get some shots off. Quickly trying to get I was a little overzealous there, pushing my archers up so fast. I should have gotten a good strong line of infantry up in front of them, but I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to get them up there quicker. My archers are firing at various targets. Some of them are firing at the cavalry charging in. Some of them are just firing at the units that are here. Really starting to try and get this unit of cavalry down because they are just disgusting. Huge charge in there through 2 units, or into 2 units from this Knight of the Silver Swan. Broke right through the line of Uruk-hai scouts and hit right into one of my units of archers here. My unit of cavalry has already been used and they routed, but they came back. I ended up pulling them through the woods to try and start getting some shots in onto the archers here in the woods, which, as you can see, kind of worked on one of the units pretty well, another unit a little bit. Let's get back over here to the ambush part. So we're starting to see that some of the evil factions are starting to lose some of their units, which is not a good sign, because if the ambushing factions are able to get rid of these 2 evil factions here, my 2 allies, I'm going to be in for a bad way, because that'll be technically three armies coming in against me, which, not really good odds. Not really good odds. Still have another the general over here, Champion Reavers charging around, trying to look, maybe see if for an open opportunity into a charge, but archers still in the woods here, just getting some fantastic uncontested shots. I mean, defending the ambushed factions are trying to, evil factions I should say, are trying to do the best they can. They have been just completely ambushed and surrounded. So, I mean, they're trying to do the best that they can here. It's great battle so far. I mean, this just battle line, the length of the woods on both sides, or pretty much the length of the entire woods on both sides. I mean, that is a fantastic battle line. Lots of cavalry in here now, getting into some other cavalry units into the rear of some of the other melee units. So, actually, the Dorinian Protector's general is over here. He actually, I think, who just died? Actually, this unit, the Champion Reavers general just died, so the general for the Dunlingding tribes has now perished on the battlefield. We have Bane of the Steppes over here fighting against... Actually, we have a unit of the Lokram Warriors fighting against a unit of Breland Horsemen, another unit of the Paladins Winter Court here fighting against a whole bunch of units here from the evil factions. Still archers here in the center for the Easterlings here. Sorry, had to look at something real quick. Just getting shots off, but the defensive line here for the evil factions has now broken, and these archers are probably just going to get completely run over and murdered. Let's get back over onto my side real quick, see how I'm being able to fare. So 3 of the units of archers are now seeming like they're trying to get around my position through the woods, but I did get to spot them. I'm chasing them down with a unit of half-orcs and 2 units, a unit of the White-Hand Stormers and a unit of my spears. My cavalry has been run off the field, but they are just a very light skirmisher cavalry unit, so they're not really anything fantastic. Talon Knights did take a pretty big beat down here. They're already down to 29 out of 60. I'm getting some fantastic volleys into them as they're trying to run away here. Also still getting more shots into their archers, into their swordsmen here. Pretty good line over here so far between myself and Dol Amroth. We had a pretty good little skirmish battle over here. So let's get back over and check and see how my allies are faring. They do not seem to be faring very well at all. I see a lot more blue flags than I see red flags over here, which is not going to be a good sign for me. As we can see, we have the archers over here. The Dunedain archers are already pretty much saying that they're finished with this skirmish over here, starting to move over towards my position here. The unit of the Chetwood Merchant Bodyguards making their way over here as well. We do have a little bit of a skirmish in the woods over here. We have the Heavy Greenway Lancers, a unit of Hobbiton Bowmen taking on a unit of the Bane of the Steppes. Bane of the Steppes is severely outnumbered here, as this Greenway Lancers has not yet lost a single unit left. Has not lost a single man in his unit. There we go. And these 3 units of the Bane of the Steppes and Lokram Warriors are just getting completely surrounded here now. This is not going to be well off for them. And as we can see, there are not a lot of red flags left in this initial column here. So the remaining parts of the battle, the next 15 minutes or so of these battles, will be over here. It will be 3 armies coming over here to take on Isengard. Isengard is pushing some more of his spears and half-orc. I am pushing more of my half-orc axes and spears out into the woods, trying to really get down this general, chase down some of his cavalry. I'm trying to take down anything that he would be able to use that I don't have any of. I'm trying to get rid of his cavalry because my cavalry is gone. I'm starting to reform some of my lines here because I know I have a whole host of men and elves and hobbits coming out of the woods that will absolutely want to cut my head off, and I don't want that to happen. So still some more skirmishing going in over here in the woods. I guess I lost control or wasn't really paying attention to over here. This unit is getting pretty beaten up pretty well here. He's got 3 units of archers firing down on him. I was able to clear up this unit of cavalry in the woods here, so I'm going to start pulling my spearmen and half-orc axes back out of the woods. Dol Amroth, his army is pretty much taken care of. I mean, he's got a couple of units back over here. They're making their way back over. 4 units of spears making their way back over, but the majority of his army has been routed off the field. Side of a unit of Knights of Silver Swan, and his general is wandering way back over there. And maybe he's in hopes that I'm going to forget that they're on the battlefield, which I did for a while. I did forget that they were there. So we have just all of these units pouring out of the woods here. I'm starting to really try and form up my lines while still trying to get rid of the last couple of units of Dol Amroth here, at least on this front line here. These units of archers still having a field day with this unit of White Hand Stormers. Still have not I still have not picked up on the fact that they are over here. I must have been over here trying to reform all of my lines, move guys around, get shots off on troops as they're coming in. I am worried about the cavalry over here. I mean, it's a very heavy shot cavalry, Greenway Lancers, so I'm kind of worried about them. I'm trying to keep a unit of spears over here. I think my pikes, yeah, my pikes have not been touched yet. They have not been pushed into battle yet. I'm pulling back all of my units that pushed up into the Dalam Rath army, pulling them back, starting to try and make myself a little bit of a defensive front here. Still, again, not paying attention over here in the woods. This unit's still getting shot at. And they're also, oh, they are facing the right way, so that's good. I mean, they're getting flank shots here from these two units of archers, but this unit isn't really doing very much damage to them. Plus, for the amount of time that they've been getting shot, they've only lost around 24 men, so it's not really that horrible of a I'm sorry, not 24 men, 15 men. Sorry. So, you know, trying to do the best that I can. I'm moving my archers around. I do still have a decent amount of ammunition left in my archers, which is really good. I was very happy to see that I was able to keep as much ammunition as I did. Over here, I'm starting to push out, still making up my offensive or my defensive line here. Unfortunately, the unit of half-orcs decided that they had enough and are still just getting absolutely slaughtered by these units of archers as they're trying to run away. I'm charging out my Uruk-hai spears here into a unit of the Vinterkart's Court Swordsmen, trying to just maybe hold them off. These two units of my Uruk-hai infantry here are trying to get rid of this unit of Seaward Spear infantry, but they just will not go away. I'm attacking them from both sides here, and they're just barely losing numbers. I mean, they're down to 123, but they would not go away. They just were there forever, it felt like. Still more frontline battle here going on. We do have one unit of the spearmen here just holding a frontline position, maybe to just make sure that I can't get any of my berserker units through or my general through as they are in wedge formation. I finally had enough with this unit of the White Stormers. I'm chasing down a unit of the archers here. They are pretty much out of ammunition. If they are not out, no, they're still firing. So they do have a little bit more ammunition, but I started chasing them around. These two units of the Rangers here decided to just hang out in the woods. Let's get back over here. Let's get some more battle going in. I pushed in my pikes over here, starting to poke into some... Actually, they're facing the wrong way. That's fantastic. Like I said, it was very hectic over here. I'm taking on 3 armies, so... Or, you know, 3 depleted armies, but still taking on 3 different armies. So I was trying to do the best that I can. Moved my general in here, starting to try and kill off the Greenway Lancer General. One of my archer units is now out of ammunition completely, so they will no, they're not. Who's out of ammunition? Maybe one of his guys. Oh, his guys are out of ammunition, sorry. Trying again, still just trying to push around, get some shots off, kill as many of the route units, get them to go away. I'm just trying to kill them. Feel like I'm doing a really good job here. They're not really pushing very hard. They're still moving units out from the woods and from this long trail here. All of the Dalam Rath, actually the Dorinian archers, sorry, they're pretty much all out of ammo, which when I noticed that made me feel a little bit more confident that maybe I'd be able to do... maybe I'd be able to pull a victory out here because they didn't really have a lot of they didn't have a lot of ammunition left, which is always a good sign. Pushing around a couple of more units of my archers here to get some fire off onto the Baggins Private Guard as they're pushing in. Maybe try and get some more shots in on the Dorinian Protector General to get him off the battlefield. Good pull around here by this unit of the Paladins of Vintercourt. Good charge in on the rear of my spears here. You can see the numbers just dwindling down so quickly. He's able to pull them back out before this unit of Berserkers is able to get over. Another big charge in here. Getting a good shot in on some of these White Hand Stormers. So cavalry is still something that I'm having to worry about here on the field. With this unit of archers being out of ammunition, I don't even bother wasting my time. I just pull this unit of White Hand Stormers back up front because I do need them. I desperately need as many infantry units as I can. I'm trying to, any units that are routing, I'm trying to get them back and get them right back into battle as fast as I can. Pikes are getting absolutely destroyed, as you can see here. My unit of pikes is already down to 49 men, and they only have, what do they have, 61 kills. So really not, they did not really perform very well. I wasn't able to get them into the positions that I really needed them to be in. But my general here is going to start charging into the spearmen here and start trying to help this unit of White Hand Stormers to wrap this combat up over here. Chetwood Merchant Bodyguards are going to get a rear charge in onto my general. Actually, they turn. They're going to try and get a charge in on my pikes, but I was moving them still. I wasn't paying attention, so they're going to get a huge charge in onto my pikes. Pikes are not down, which is never a good thing for pikes to do. We do have a Dorinian general did run away, but he was able to come back. And still just more and more volleys of arrows from these Almarothian Archer Militia, the Alatha Archer Rangers, the Dorinian Yard Patrollers. I mean, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy to trying to fight off all of these men all at the same time. You know, it's hectic. I'm not trying to make an excuse for myself, but it was pretty crazy to have to try and run around and defend off of all of these guys. Thankfully, I did see these. I saw one of the units of archers coming out of the woods. I noticed that he didn't have ammunition, which, again, another large sigh of relief, because now as the attacking, or as the good faction here, they only have one unit of archers that is not in melee combat right now that has ammunition, but they are already wavering, which is very good. And his other unit that still had ammunition is over here, and they are in combat with a unit of my spears. I still do have, though very depleted units, I do have ranged ammunition left, which is fantastic because I'm still able to get shots off onto troops as they're running across the battlefield, showing flanks, you know, running straight to me, not in any sort of formations or anything. So these two units of the Nimrondel archers came flying out of the woods. We're starting to break a unit of my Uruk-hai scouts. Another unit of the White Hand Stormers here, still trying to break this unit of spearmen. This is the same unit of spearmen that was over here when all of the good factions were coming out of the woods. Same exact spearmen here. They just would not break. So with these units of archers coming out of the woods and helping my two units here, we're able to break off. So now all 6 of these units here from the good faction will be charging into a unit of my spears. My general over here is starting to produce very high kills. I mean, he's already up to 230 kills. He is helping this White Stormers unit out very well. The unit of archers that were over here broke, so I was able to bring my spears over to help out in combat. My pikes came back from routing again. Hopefully I'm going to remember to get them into an actual formation, even though there are only 20 of them left. Not that they would be useful, but still 20 pikes is 20 pikes. And now with this unit of spears being where they were, all of their men have their backs to me, so I'm just trying to use up the last bit of my ammunition in trying to kill these units here, trying to shoot down this unit of Vintegard swordsmen, which is, again, a bit of a waste of time, because as I zoom in here, you notice that they are in their shield wall, which is allowing them to deflect, have a higher arrow missile block chance. So my unit of spears eventually did break and fold over here as they are running away, and the good factions here do not want this unit of spears to come back. They want to try and get as many of us Uruk-hai off the field, but we're starting to clear things up over on this side. We're starting to clear up over here. The general that was in the woods here, I believe, has been routed off of the battlefield. So the only general that is there's 2 generals left. The Amaroth general is still around, and my general of Nagshai Guardians is still around, and my general is up to 372 kills already. Well, not already. He's gotten up to 372, now 380 kills. So he's starting to be a big force running around, just coming in, aiding other units that are in combat already, getting flanking charges into these units. This unit of Vintegard swordsmen, Vintercourt swordsmen, sorry, I'm still getting used to some of these names here, getting plowed into the side by my general here. My unit of pikes is now in pike formation finally. They're starting to push forward, getting some good shots in, getting some good kills. I had pushed a unit of my Uruk-hai infantry around over to here to try and stall up some of these spears. As you can see, they're already starting to waver. My archers still do have a sliver of ammunition. At least this one unit does still have a sliver of ammunition, so that's good. My general is now surrounded, which is not a good thing at all. Not really something that you want to see as far as being a general, but I was able to bring 3 more of my units that were over here that were clearing up some more of the faction from the attacking factions, clear up some more of their units over here, so they're going to be able to come over and reinforce my general here. I had brought over a unit of my archers to try and hold off, because I mean these are all just archers. That's pretty much all they have left, aside of this one unit of spears here and the unit of Vintercourt swordsmen, but they are surrounded here, so I don't think any of their guys still have ammunition. My one archer units that did still have ammunition got a couple of good shots in on the Talon Knights, sorry. So now we're just having a big push here by the Amrothian army that is still remaining on the battlefield. There are some Nimrodel Rangers, more Nimrodel Archers. There's a unit of the Silver Swan over here, but they only have 2 men left in them. My general is starting to amass a large killing number for himself. He's up to 555 kills. Sorry, the 2 Silver Swan are going to start trying to come around. I think they try and start getting some rear charges into my general, or they start trying to break the White Hand Swordsman, which it's only 2 men, but you could see just the massive charge that they were able to get through there. They knocked down a bunch of my guys. They knocked down a couple of their own, but they knocked down a bunch of my guys. My general is now starting to push into the unit of archers here. Spears are starting to break. But the archers again coming back across. The one unit that was still sitting over there out over there on the land is now coming in behind my general. My general is now surrounded. He's not surrounded by massive amounts of numbers, but he is surrounded again, so he's being attacked on both sides. But our general has now died, which is not something I really needed to have happen at that moment. As you can see, the balance of power is definitely in favor of the good faction here. Their general has been routed off of the battlefield, though, so that's a good sign for me. These are the final units that are on this field for today, and my swords are wavering here. My general has amassed 660 kills so far. Let's just keep an eye here. So we have enemy man count of 44 against the allied man of 160. So this is not looking very good for me, but they do start having a couple of units break. And there's 1 unit of archers left here on the battlefield. So this will be a victory for the evil faction that was ambushed. So good battle. I mean, just look. I mean, it's just, you can see every time I try and scroll in how much lag there is or choppiness there is. I mean, in some areas, like over here, if I was to try, you can just see how slow it gets over there. Let's get back over onto this other side here before the replay ends. Just look at all of the death everywhere across this whole plainlands here, all inside the woods, all along this one trail here. Just absolutely a bloodfest of a battle, and I want to thank all of the guys who were involved in this replay. I believe it was who sent in the replay? I believe it was 1G Solitaire who was controlling Dal Amroth. Thank you again, dude, for sending the replay over to me. I had the replay of our side, so I could not see the entire battle. It was a hell of a fun battle, though. I really, really enjoyed it. So let's go over the Dorwinian troops. His protectors had 193 kills. Vintercourt swordsmen, 235, 238, 322 kills for this unit. 271 and 125 and 68 for this. His farmer militia ended up with 1 kill and 32 kills. So, I mean, they're farmers, so what else can they do? His archers did pretty well, actually. Farmer archers only got 90 kills, but then we get Dorinian yard patrollers 203, another unit of yard patrollers 197, Athala rangers 217, 185, mounted rangers 42, And his mounted Winter Court guards 99, and the Paladins of Winter Court had 166 kills. 1G Solitaire. I'm pretty sure this is the guy who sent in the video to me. Some people, their Discord name and their Steam names are different, so I'm not entirely sure. His Talon Knights 167 kills. Omrothian Spear Militia got Militia 11 kills, 51 kills. His Tarnosian Spearmen 276, 145, 87, 288. Seaward Spear Infantry 108 and 36. Prince's Coast Guard 68 and 108. His Amrothian Archer Militia 125 and 12. Then we get into some of his Rangers here, 149, 243, 328. That is just 243 and 328. That's just disgusting. And his Silver Swan 150 and 129. We get to Smokey, who was controlling Eriador. His General 302 kills. That's disgusting. His Private Guard here, 193, 6, 11, and 23. But this was his front line that he pushed out into the woods. These were light armored troops, so they weren't really going to get a lot of kills. This unit got almost 200 kills, which is fantastic. Chetwood Merchant Bodyguards, 298, 308, 175. Big numbers by those guys. Shire Fieldsmen, 57. Followers of Bandobras, 123 and 56. Greenway Vanguards, 370, 282. Hobbiton Bowmen, 34. His Breland Gatesmen, one of them 55, one of them 135. Dunedain Woodlanders, 178, 135. And his Breland Horsemen, 20 and 35. Let's get over to the defending armies, the evil factions, I guess you could say. We have the Easterlings, who was being commanded by Squishy Nipples. His general, these two, him and Canary, were the ones that were involved in the actual ambush, so let's just take a quick look at their numbers. His general, 34, Varag Footmen, 3, 5, and 2, Lokram Warriors, 124, which is really good, 37 and 49, Varag Warriors, 286, 220, and 195. Wow. Really, really, really good job there, especially on that being ambushed. That's really good. Easterling Nomadic Archers didn't have a chance to do anything. His Varag Bowman, 36, 45, 38, and his Bane of Steps, 170, 148, and 77. Let's get to Canary, who was commanding the Dunlingdine tribes. His general with 87 kills, Warlords Bloodsworn, 22 and 22. Dunhurt Swordsman, 144, 79, 75, 59, and 241. Well done by that unit there. Blood Vengers, he had 72, 129. Elder Spearmen, 8 and 68. Elder Archers, 22, 39. Dunhurt Archers, 30 and 13. His tribal youths really didn't do anything. They didn't really have an opportunity to do very much of anything. 0 and 7. And his Champion Reavers, 4 and 39. And we get to my army. My generals ended with 735 kills. I was so shocked that I was able that I pulled off this victory. I had no idea I was going to be able to do this. My Mordor Rabber with a total of 12 kills. Uruk-hai Scouts here, 134, 183, and 109. My infantry did really well, actually. 395, 293. The White Hand Stormers, 333, the other unit. I'm pretty sure they got charged in the rear here, so they got only 44 kills. Half-orc axes, those were the guys that was charging and chasing around some of the archers, killing off a unit of cavalry in the woods that was to my left flank. They ended with 177 kills. My two units of Berserkers, one of them did really poorly, one of them did very well, 344 and 66. Uruk-hai Spears, 145, 175. My Pikes did not perform very well at all, and that was just by bad placement by me, not giving them time to set up, putting them into pike wall, pike formation, whatever it's called. 68 kills for them. Uruk-hai Archers, my Archers performed rather well, though. They were able to just sit back kind of and get a lot of shots off as armies were and units were rushing in to get to me. They 201, 121, 35, 255, and my skirmisher cavalry here, Dunlingdon Horsed Archer Raiders, didn't really do, 98 kills, but they got pretty much wrecked off the battlefield. So again, guys, I want to thank you very much for doing this battle with me. I want to thank you very much, Solitaire, for sending the video over to me. It was really fun to cover, and yeah, I can't wait to do another one with you guys. You guys are a really cool bunch of guys. So yeah, all right, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. Have a good day.